Kid's too smart to ever learn. Too on fire to feel the burn of desires all around him. It's not enough. It's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough. It's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough. It's not enough to fool yourself anymore. What's the difference between the life we choose and the life we dream? Let us have to let it freeze. Life's too short to know its needs. Learn the symbols. Don't just do what's simple. It's not enough. It's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough. It's not enough to fool yourself.
How's it going, everybody? It's Sandwich Pants here today, and it is extremely hot. After this work day that I had, I did not feel like wearing a shirt. Hopefully that's understandable. If not, sorry. But here we are. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm not liking this position nearly as much. Review. Should be. Set you like right there. Yeah. Okay. Run the brush through. My hair never did fully dry from my shower. Alright. So, I wanted to take a slight departure from the normal works that I do. Because, well, let's face it. It's been a very interesting day. There was a, what's it called? There was a new One Piece chapter that came out today. And this is going to contain spoilers because I was so enamored with this chapter. I've already read it 3 times and listened to a review on it twice. If that says anything. I love this chapter. And Robin isn't even my favorite character. Let's get it to at least sit normal. But yeah, Robin's not even my favorite character. I just really loved this fucking chapter. For one, the cover. That's a big deal to me. The cover for the One Piece chapter this week, like I said, spoilers, was Frankie and Senor Pink from Dressrosa of the Doflamingo family. Uh, they're drinking in a bar, and this was a huge callback to the end of that fight, where when Frankie won, he said if we ever come across each other in the world again, we should get a drink, just you and I. And so that was the cover spread for today, or for this chapter, I should say. And it was a really nice scene, honestly. The chapter itself, it picks up right where it left off before with Robin versus Black Maria, and this time you got so much going on here. Robin getting pummeled by Black Maria and still not giving up, like showing more uh, toughness and will than she'd shown at any time since Innie's Lobby. And Innie's Lobby was when she was getting beat by Spondum as he was trying to drag her away. Uh, she took quite a beating there, but against Black Maria, she got cut up and punched a lot and burned and poisoned. It's been a gnarly fight. Okay, and well, she does a technique where she summons a giant copy of herself and starts flailing around like kind of like Luffy did against Inaru, if you really think about it, because Luffy was like, "Oh well, if I just throw my arms randomly and don't pay attention, he can't predict them." So Robin kind of took that same technique, or kind of like that technique that Killua from Hunter x Hunter did, or it's been done a few times where you just kind of move in a way that where you're not actually predicting where you're going, you're not thinking about it as much, so your opponent can't get as much of a prediction out to try and make it easier to hit him. And Black Maria ends up trapping Robin and beating her up with some brass knuckles for a while and catching her on fire because apparently her fucking spider webs are able to catch fire, and the spider zone she has can spit flames. That doesn't make any sense to me. But Robin does a thing, and why this chapter was so big to me was Robin's epithet, the thing that she gets called. The world government gave her this title, and it is the Devil Child. Robin has done multiple things throughout this story that I've noticed to try and pull herself away from that epithet. Most notably, let's see if I can. Yeah, if I can just it's not what I wanted. I want the full size picture. I just want the image. See, she's done this a lot, and this looks kind of like butterfly-ish, but she's the angel type wings. And in this chapter, she kind of she goes baller mode. Let me see if I can just pull up the image here. That is not going to let me pull up that image. Okay. It also is not going to let me pull up the image, is it? Yeah, there we go. Haha. Thank you, Worst Gen. Nico Robin versus Black Maria. And Robin becomes a giant demon form. Demonio Fleur. A devil? And then she says, I'll be a devil if that's what it takes to help the people that count on me. Robin, the person she is so sweet all the time when it comes down to it. Like, Sanji's being kind of weird and creepy to her and brings her desserts and stuff. And she's like, oh, thank you, Sanji. Now, I think she should call it out the way Nami does a little bit more. And she does. Sometimes she hits him and whatnot. But overall, she is really nice. She treats Chopper super well. She's real nice to Luffy and Frankie and Zoro. Just everybody. Everybody likes Robin. Just a super sweet woman. But to be able to help and protect the people that count on her and that she cares for, she tossed aside all the work she's done to be viewed as an angel, to embrace her inner devil, the devil child, Nico Robin. Grand Jacuzzi Clutch. I don't know what that one's about. Probably has something to do with the Fishman karate that Robin learned over the 2-year time skip. But this is brutal. That's a neck snap moment right there. You see that? You see that angle? And then her body is here, and then it goes this way. Fucking brutal. Okay. After this, it goes into Brook defeating a tremendous number of people, honestly. Like, I did not anticipate that from Brook. Him just coming out of the gate with a new technique called Orchestra. And he does some, like, soul solid thing with ice or whatever, and makes and does his sword slashes in the shape of a treble clef, which is fitting. Brook's the musician of the crew, which is why he's one of my favorite characters, honestly. I love Brook. Now, I do have issues with him. He is One Piece's version of a pervy old man, more so than anyone else. He's 90 years old. He's an actual literal skeleton, not a bag of bones, just a walking pile of bones. And he's kind of creepy, but he's really nice, really reliable, and he's a musician. And I love the musical aspect, the musical stylings of Soul King Brook. Now, that's just my bias. So Brook takes out like 4 or 5 people in one go with this new technique, Orchestra. And then runs over to help Robin. But we don't see Robin summoning the giant demon form, so we don't know where she is involved in it, and we don't see her causing to dismiss it. We don't see her like dismissing it or anything to where it like dissipates into flowers or whatever. No, we just see rubble falls down. Robin puts out the fire by smashing the ceiling out, and then out of the rubble rises Demon Robin, and then there's a cut to Brook finishing his fight, and then a cut again to Brook helping Robin. So we don't know what happened there. I kind of want to know. Maybe maybe Robin actually could grow that big. I don't know. And then afterwards, we just move on to, honestly, the declining portion of the chapter, in my opinion. It moves on to Luffy eating a whole bunch of meat that Caribou had stored in his swamp body. Caribou saying that he wants to be repaid for every last scrap that he gave to Luffy. Them saying, yeah, sure, whatever. Them asking, Law's crew asking Luffy what happened up there, and he's trying to tell him while he's eating, just stuffing his face. Blah, blah. Whatever. It's Luffy doing what he does. And then we get to the final scene of the chapter with Momonosuke asking Shinobu to make him an adult, to use her devil fruit to turn him into an adult so that he can fly Luffy back up and be of use to the battle. Super powerful scene, in my opinion. But, I'd say go and check out the chapter. Go check it out. We're going to transition now over to local news. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start this up. So let's go. And how's it going, everybody? It's Sandwich Pants here today. We have a couple of news stories. Three technically, but two of them are continuations of one made overall story, and the other one is this one. This is a kind of a PSA about safe driving. Real short, real quick, real easy. Um, don't be a dick on the road. Even if you're mad, even if you want people to go and stuff like that, you cannot do what you will see in this video. Please, if I ever see anything on the news, anything here about any of my community, anybody who watches me doing this, I will fucking yell. I will freak out on you. If you're in my Discord, you're out. I don't care. This is reckless and this is dangerous. So, don't do this. Watch this red truck.
We're gonna have to go up another exit to watch this.
Yeah. It's too interesting not to be
Wants
a
to go
part of
faster than these people, but traffic's moving at an even pace of 70 like it should. It's actually just in this area today. This happened yesterday.
There we go.
Dips in front of that car. Car's trying to speed up to try and get in front of this other car because there's these two cars, and this car's a little bit close to this one, honestly, but they're trying to stop this person from being a dick and weaving in and out of traffic for no real reason because they're not going to get anywhere any faster. I know this. Anyone who drives proficiently knows that this red truck will literally never get anywhere any faster than anyone else because the car in front of these two who's keeping pace with this car.
I'm gonna flip them off.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, goodness.
Yep, and see,
All the way around.
this is 15th Street exit in Edmond,
I'm
and
just messing with them now. Oh,
Oh, yeah, there they go.
God, don't be this red truck. Don't do it. Okay? Seriously. If traffic is moving and you can tell, which anyone with eyes who is paying attention to the road could tell, that you weren't going to get anywhere from.
Not to be a part of.
I know they can see this. I know they can see around. And, yeah, there's a break there that he's going to take because of the car that went there.
there you go.
But you can see. You can't see it from here. But from where he's at, he knows there's a car in front of. This is the car he was behind. There's a car in front of that, and there's a car in front of that.
Not sure what move that is.
As soon as you see this car and this car are keeping pace with one another, you should know you're not going to fucking go anywhere any fucking faster. Seriously. So don't be a dumbass. Don't be this person. And what's really dumb, nobody was injured. The driver was given a ticket, but was released from the scene. No, this fucker should be in jail. Like, honestly. But we have too many people in jail. But this was could be considered an attempted murder. It's road rage. Since when do we not actually punish people for fucking road rage? You give him a ticket? That motherfucker was probably mad because he wasn't getting anywhere as fast as he wants to because he's rich and is expected and just expects people to know that he's a rich fuck so they'll get out of his way. That ticket's not going to hurt him. Now, that is a little bit of a actually, it's a lot of speculation on my part, but for the most part, it doesn't work. Tickets don't stop this kind of shit except for the poor people. Now, that insurance claim that the other person gets to take for their car being fucked totally gets to have the right to try and make a lesson out of it to the other person. Now, here's a very important thing. In Oklahoma, and in a few other states, but in Oklahoma, because that's where this is about, Governor Kevin Stitt said that he was cutting off the federal extended unemployment benefits, and that he was going to pay people $1,200. 20,000 people, the first 20,000 people who can apply for it, will get $1,200 in a one-time payment instead of getting the extended benefits. An Oklahoma County judge has said that the state has to reinstate the federal pandemic unemployment payments. 13 Oklahomans filed suit. The judge sided with them because the governor does not have the authority to pull the plug on federally funded programs ahead of their scheduled expiration date. That's pretty much what this is. There's a shitload of people who actually still can't go to work because they have things like COPD, asthma, chronic breathing problems. If they get sick, they're not going to be able to work appropriately, or they're never going to recover, or they're going to die. Those are the big deals right there. This popped up at 6:37 in the morning. Now, oh yeah, and Oklahomans could potentially even get their missed payments reimbursed. However, because we live in fucking hell world and our governor is a massive piece of shit, fuck you, Governor Kevin Stitt. Oklahoma officials seek to block judges' orders to reinstate federal unemployment benefits. Oklahoma County District Judge is ordering the state to reinstate the federal employment benefits. On Monday, OESC Executive Director Shelley Zumwalt, represented by the Attorney General's office, tried to stop the reinstatement order, backed by Kevin Stitt. So, Shelley Zumwalt, fuck you. Attorney General, who I don't know who you are, fuck you. An email sent to the judge asked him to stop the order until the Supreme Court weighs in on the case. However, the email is not allowed by law. It is actually breaking the law to try and correspond directly with the court in this kind of manner. Hooray. And then they actually sent the real... they claim Zumwalt is trying to run the clock out because the benefits expire on September 6th, and she's trying to hope the controversy moot. Hours later, she actually after people complained and sent in a thing talking about how this is against the law, sent actual filed paperwork with the state Supreme Court, which they are going to hear on Wednesday, which will happen at the same time the other lawsuit is heard on the same issue. The only difference is that one was originally filed with the Supreme Court. We believe ending federal benefits is a violation of Oklahoma law, and we believe if Governor Stitt is going to ignore his constitutional obligation to adhere to and enforce laws of Oklahoma, then we need to ask the Oklahoma Supreme Court to order him to do so. We believe, based on factors we analyzed and based on the fact that this is a legitimate and significant injury to the public, that the Oklahoma Supreme Court has original jurisdiction to hear the matter before it goes through the district court process. Claimants hope that people understand that there are many reasons, supposed to be many reasons they still needed benefits, because people who can't do it, people who would have to go and work a minimum wage job from a $20 to $30 an hour job, shit like that. Governor Stitt released the following statement. Governor Stitt fully supports the Attorney General's actions today and eagerly awaits the results of Wednesday's case before the Supreme Court. Now, why would he eagerly await the results of Wednesday's case before the Supreme Court? Unless he just wants you to die. He doesn't care about the people who are unable to go back to work. He doesn't care about the disabled people. He doesn't care about that. He doesn't give a singular shit about any of it. No. His main concern is putting people back into a wage slave job. He wants to force people back into labor that isn't actually going to take care of their fucking means. Like, it's not going to take care of what they have to pay for. In which case, conservatives would then look at them and go, well, maybe you need to cut back and live within your means so that more and more fucking money can go to the richer people. That's all this is about. They may not act like it, and they may be like, but it's not a fixed pie. Well, it kind of is in a small sense, because every dollar that my boss makes is a dollar that could have gone to me. That's kind of the way you can think about it. Like, if my boss is making, my boss makes, rough number, $195,000 a year, whatever. That's not that much. I mean, it's definitely a solid life. You're not wanting, but his employee is making $20,000. Who would be hurt more? The guy who's making $195,000 a year to have to give up some of that money to be able to pay his employees, or not taking care of that guy, making that guy have to spend more and more of his money on things that he absolutely needs. These are really rough numbers. I know that it doesn't actually line out in like real world situations, but the guy who's making less money is hurt more if these unemployment benefits end, because he was making, we'll just say over the course of a year, yeah, he was making $20,000 off of his unemployment because his previous job didn't have the ability to keep him on, mostly because of COVID. And then you turn around and he's on these unemployment benefits. It's still not really safe for him to go back to work. He ended up being diagnosed with, COPD or whatever. And next thing you know, his unemployment benefits are cut. Is he going to be able to survive? The guy who was making $195,000 a year working, his unemployment benefits are way fucking higher. He doesn't need the federal assistance. The guy making $20,000 a year, yeah, he needs that fucking federal assistance because his actual unemployment checks are not going to do anything for him. He's not allowed to go to work. If he does go to work, it's potentially fatal. Like, more so than just driving to a car. Getting COVID, being put into a hospital, that fucks your life. And Stitt wants to do that. He just wants you to have to be forced back out into situations where you could easily catch COVID and die because he doesn't like welfare. Well, motherfucker, I don't like you. So why do you have a job? If you not liking something is means for you to fucking cut it off, okay, well, I don't like you, governor. You're no longer allowed to be the governor of the state. That's it. Done. Whatever. Fuck off. I'll argue these things with him, too. I will debate Governor Stitt. I'll debate any of the fuckers in our state government. I'll debate any one of them. Especially the conservatives. Bring it on. All of you are stupid. This right here is fucking ridiculous. The court, being here in Oklahoma, may surprise us, actually, because the Oklahoma Supreme Court's the one that said that tribes have jurisdiction over half the fucking state. So, dope. But we never know. I truly do hope that the court upholds the reinstatement because Governor Stitt does not actually have the authority to cut off a federal program. He doesn't have it. Just, it's not a thing he can do. So, I think I have a phone call to make tomorrow, also. And I will definitely be trying to talk directly to the governor. I don't want to talk to one of his fucking aides who's going to just pass it off and never actually bring it to his attention or anything. No. I want to talk to Governor Stitt. He can't be that busy. He's over here fucking cheering on court cases against unemployment benefits and shit. He's not done anything for this state. Nothing worth a fuck. So, he's obviously not very busy. So if somebody in the state is watching right now, I want you to send this clip. You can start recording right now. Send this clip to Governor Stitt. Hey, Governor, I'm a resident of your state. Yeah. Yeah. Look into my eyes. You are a despicable fuck. How you ever got put into a position to have authority over an entire state, I will never be able to understand. Your IQ, the number that is assigned to IQ, is the exact same number that is assigned to the temperature of my freezer. You are a disappointment and a disgrace. You can talk directly to me, and I highly encourage you to. Because this is the kind of bullshit that makes me fucking lose it, alright? This right here is good. Like, the actual, reinstatement order, solid. The attempt to block the reinstatement order, fucking horrendous. The governor of this state should be pushing harder than anybody to protect the citizens of the state. And instead, he just wants to throw you back out there. Why? Because his rich asshole friends are saying that they can't find enough employees and that they may have to actually raise their wages to attract employees. So no, instead of doing that, he's doing everything he can to go, nope, raise wages, nope, these guys pay me a lot of fucking money under the table. They bribe me to be able to keep them from having to raise their pay. So, fuck your unemployment benefits. I'm going to break the law as the governor, cut off a program that I have no jurisdiction over as the governor, and I'm going to try and use that to pay out to the first 20,000 people. Who do you think actually gets more benefit? The 20,000 people who got the job, or the, 4 million people who got unemployment benefits? I'd say the 4 million people got way more out of it than those 20,000. So, honestly, this is despicable. This is disgusting. And Stitt is one of the biggest pieces of shit that I've ever come across. I'm just saying, I don't wish this on anybody. But if he did get COVID and had long-lasting health consequences, I would not feel bad for the man. I wouldn't. Alright, we've officially gotten into the... Yeah, we've cut into the thing here. Let's just do that. And that gives me a few minutes to go over here and actually pull up some national news shit. Reparations debate. Vosh is doing a reparations debate. Pentagon seeks to mandate COVID-19 vaccines. Probably good. Oh yeah, Cuomo is probably getting fucking just canned. Okay, cop was killed in line of duty, and police chief Lightfoot held a press briefing. Don't really care. UN report. Oh yeah, here we go. UN report says that it is unequivocal that human influence has warmed the planet. On top of a new paper that came out as I was at work today, that stated very explicitly that we cannot do anything to stop the planet from warming at this point. Seriously. We can't. There's nothing we can do. Now here's a funny one. Who here has ever heard of a content creator, little known guy, not very big, what, like 30, 45 subscribers here on YouTube and like 7 or 8 on Twitch or whatever, named Vosh? Who here has heard of Vosh? I'd hope most of the people that actually tune into here because I talk about Vosh a fair amount, whether I'm criticizing or supporting one of his arguments. Not entirely sure, but really, are you not? Come on, Curbs. Okay. I guess you're not. I was really hoping that this fuck would actually take interviews, but doesn't seem to be. So, Vosh talked about how if we were going to pull out of Afghanistan, it would be better if we had an exit strategy. Correct? Like I remember this. There was a whole big fucking kerfluffle. People were like, "Oh, Vosh wants to stay in the Middle East," when he expressly had said, "No, we should pull out since we're not getting what I want." But I wish, honestly, that we could have had a good exit strategy. However, the more I've looked into all the things that I would have suggested, it turns out we have attempted them in some form or another, and none of them fucking worked. So it's better to just pull out. However, I wish that we could have had a good exit strategy, because pulling out now, the Taliban are going to accelerate. They're going to be able to take over swaths, and then China is going to try and come in within 5 to 10 years and make it into a Chinese vassal state. This is something that Vosh said, because Vosh is not a fucking moron like 90% of the idiots I come across on Twitter and shit. And he's like, this probably what's going to happen because there's geopolitical consequences. We go in, we fuck up a country. We are a radicalizing force against us in those countries. Terrorist groups can still keep, calling on young people who see the destabilization that America has caused, using our presence as the thing that radicalizes them and getting them into terror organizations, and so it keeps going. The Taliban's been doing it for fucking 20 years. Okay? They haven't run out of fighters. We haven't killed them. We haven't squashed them. They just keep fucking cropping up because our presence there, just us being there, is enough for them to be able to go, look, America's here. They're destabilizing us. They want us all dead. They won't stop until we all die. We have to fight against them. Now, I know instinctively some people will be like, well, we can't let them have what they want. We can't leave because that'll just make it seem like they win. They fucking win. Regardless of how it goes, they win. Either we... There's only two options. Two. There's a good and a bad option. The bad option is, well, nuclear annihilation. This is the only thing that would stop the Taliban from being able to recruit. Because if there's people living there, there's people that they have to recruit from. That's just what it is. That's the bad option. We can't do that because the instant we even thought about it, it'd be the end for everything, all over. You think Afghanistan won't reach out to Russia, reach out to China, reach out to North Korea, reach out to Iran, who doesn't actually have nuclear weapons, but is closer to it than Afghanistan is, I'm pretty sure. Like, the other is pull out, stop being there, let the Taliban claim that they were able to drive out American forces, American imperialists. It only took 20 fucking years. I don't care. I mean, I do, because it's bad, but we don't need to be there. That's the issue. We don't need to fucking be there. clicked on the wrong goddamn thing. Sorry. Yeah, Taliban accelerating takeover of Afghan cities. I've seen tons of stories on this. I'm not actually going to listen to this fucking video because you don't need it. Right here. I don't need to listen to her deliver it. Right after we pulled out, there were videos of Taliban forces executing Afghan commandos. Like 20 of them. Just straight executing them. China, as a matter of fact, China, Afghanistan, Belt and Road. China seeks to expand Belt and Road to Afghanistan in name of the U.S. pullout. What does it mean for U.S.? It says it. Okay, Asia Times says it won't readily reach. China and the Taliban began their romance. China has big plan for post-U.S. Afghanistan. China waiting for an opportunity to enter Afghanistan amidst, and this is Livement, Washington Examiner, Asia Power Watch, China's economic influence in Afghanistan and a Belt and Road. China-Afghanistan pledged to jointly promote Belt and Road. Xinhuan.net. Belt and Road Initiative. China stands to benefit. Belt and Road Initiative. Beijing. No, I didn't record any of this. I'm going to have to download this whole fucking stream, clip this part out, and then upload it later. Hooray me for thinking ahead and doing things appropriately. Alright. This was going to be a segment. But no, this right. Literally. Now this one I'm a little curious. When suspected militants killed 9 Chinese nationals in a blast that sent a bus plunging into a high mountain ravine in northern Pakistan, it marked the latest in a rising string of attacks on Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative in the country. Okay, so it has to do with Pakistan. China seeks to lure Afghanistan's Taliban into its BRI. Rising security concerns and stalled progress on the CPEC in neighboring Pakistan raises doubts about Beijing's grand plan for Central Asian connectivity. Okay, so this was July 4th? 14th. Taliban spokesman Suhail Shaheen recently referred to China as a friend of Afghanistan and expressed his hope China would invest in reconstruction work as soon as possible. So yeah, they want to work together. The only issue is apparently people in Pakistan pissed off about this. Okay. So, this is some of the national news shit that needs to be paid attention to, because it's really international news, but it affects us nationally, so, when you're thinking about foreign policy, yeah. When you're thinking about foreign policy, keep in mind, nothing is ever just so simple as, why don't we just leave? Why don't we just not do this? Why don't we just not do that? Why don't we just, I don't know, invest there? Nothing is super easy, because you have to balance out your interests, the interests of the country that you're trying to deal with, whether or not it's economics or whatever, any form of diplomacy, any of that. You have to balance out their desires and demands and shit versus yours, versus what they might be able to get from other fucking countries and shit. My preference would be that we are able to work internationally on a global scale, hand in hand with positive cooperation. However, I'm not a fucking idiot and recognize that in today's capitalist world, there is no shot at getting Russia, China, the US, Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, South Korea, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan, fucking Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, all of these countries, Australia, UK, all these capitalist countries, all these mixed market, heavily mixed economies, all this shit. We're never, in today's world, getting them to all work together globally, hand in hand, to the benefit of all. Each country is going to want to do something to benefit themselves more than the others. In every situation. America especially, they're going to want to come out on top of every negotiation. That's just the way America fucking works. Talk about fucking parasites and plagues. This country's definitely both. So when you're thinking about these things, remember that there is nuance, there's balance, there's competing geopolitical interests, there's balancing these interests and trying to make sure, at least in theory, that everybody comes away with something positive. In practice, America tries to come away with all the benefits and fuck everybody over, and every other country is doing the exact same thing. It never equals out to a good balance because, let's face it, the USA has way more leverage than Taiwan. The USA has way more leverage economically, militarily, than Australia, than Britain, than France. Now they get to go as a whole block with the EU. So that's a difference. Although not Britain anymore. Haha, fucking Brits. That's not even. And I'm naming big economic kind of powerhouses in the world. Who do you think has more leverage? Hey, Frosh. Bitching about foreign policy that people don't seem to understand. How's it going? But think about it. Who actually has more leverage on the global scale? I mean, you could put the US and China up against each other, and they're roughly equal. The US has more sway than Russia does, economically and militarily, but not too much more. But we still have the edge, so we get slight advantages over most countries. But you compare the US to, say, Nigeria, Kenya, you compare them to Thailand, who actually has the sway? Who has it? I'll tell you, it's America. Because America is a gigantic fucking bully, and every time we manage to win something out over another country, we get some edge benefit in our function, like in our case, like on our side to function for us. We get some sort of some step up on other countries that consolidates our leverage more and more and more. Globally, the economy works a lot like it does here individually when you break them down. Globally, there is competing companies trying to build to a monopoly. In this country, there are competing countries attempting to go to a monopoly. That's literally the entire game of capitalism. Who can hit a monopoly? There is no point outside of that. And it's really fucking depressing. It's all about profit. So, some people, I mean, I've heard Bosch talk about this before. Whenever he was talking about, he said he would accept a decline in the standard of living, but we shouldn't have to. And I personally think that it's honestly a bit mandatory for us to accept a decline in the standard of living. For one, our standard of living is killing the planet. It really fucking is. Now, do I want computers to go away? No. Do I want to make them way more efficient? Yes. Do I think we need to cut back on meat, even though that is an active detriment to me? Yes, we do. Do we need to cut back on energy production in the way that we do? Fuck yeah. Oh god, yeah. Drilling, mining, shit like that. We need to be moving away from it. Hard. Fast. And I think, to be more equitable to all, Now, when I say we need lowering the living standard, I don't mean across the board, across the entire world. I'm talking about people in these fucking developed countries like the U.S., Sweden, Norway, UK, France, shit like that. Yeah, a standard of living gonna come down some. 10%, 15%. Sure, fine. Sure, 15% reduction in your standard of living to raise the standard of living globally, excluding the highly developed countries by 70, 80, 100, 200%, 300% in some cases. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Totally willing. What we need to be preparing for right now, as a matter of fact, that's what we're going to turn into a segment out of this since I forgot to record this entire little bit up until now. Here we go. What we need to be focusing on right the fuck now, okay? As a nation, as a world. One, figuring out how we can address the problems of climate change. Because studies just came out, there are papers that are coming out saying that we are not stopping the heat. We cannot we can't stop the planet from heating up. We can slow it. And we can eventually make it stall to where it doesn't get too much hotter than where we are. But it's not going to completely stop. We just can't. We've come too fucking far. So what's going to come? What are the ramifications of us not actually doing a goddamn thing for this planet when it actually really is needed, when it was urgent? Even before it was urgent, when it wasn't super urgent. We could have been doing shit a long time ago. What do we have to prepare for now? Climate refugee crisis. We're about to have billions of people. As a matter of fact, Jesus Christ. I don't care about that. Okay. Do you see all this? Let's just go with that. All of this going to be uninhabitable. Yeah, you see this? Okay. This is perfect. Still cold, at least cold enough. 45 degrees Celsius on as land surface. 113 degrees ground temperature. Meaning you step out into the dirt, and that's how hot the fucking dirt is. Roads? As a matter of fact, let's see. How hot would asphalt be if temperature is 113 degrees Fahrenheit? If it's 113 degrees outside, asphalt is 170 something degrees. Okay. Okay, so that's clean. Okay, so they will be fine. I've seen some pictures of people having like melted tires and shit, but still. This is today. 113. That's today. I mean July, but like that's think about the next 5 years if the Earth's temperature raises 2 degrees Celsius. It's like 25 degrees Fahrenheit. You're done. You're dead. If you live here, especially, see all this really fucking bright area? That's because it's hot. Like, I live here. So, it's hot. If you live down here, you're doing better. You're living in here, you're doing better. Live up here, you're doing better. People are going to eventually start trying to flee down to here. Jeez. It's a thing, y'all. So what we have to do is we have to recognize, hey, we're going to be dealing with a climate crisis. There's going to be refugees who they got to leave. How many people live in There's 251 million people in northern Africa. There's about 246 million that live in the Middle East. And then there's 1.36 billion people that live in India who aren't going to be able to fucking stay there. China still has more people. But as of 2019, yeah, people who live in India, people who live in Northern Africa, people who live in the Middle East, they're not going to be able to fucking live there if the temperature keeps going up. They're going to leave. They have to. And then we have about 2 billion humans who need to relocate because the world's shit's not capable of housing them. And on top of that, because those temperatures went up, we also have sea levels rising, and that's going to take low-level areas and fuck them. Just destroy them. People aren't going to be able to live there either, so that's even more people. So yeah, you're going to have about 2 billion, maybe 2 billion, 1 million, a little over 2 billion people who have to fucking move because of heat and also because of flooding. And that cuts out a large portion of fucking land that we're going to be able to live in. All because rich assholes couldn't do anything. And by couldn't, I mean wouldn't do anything. They couldn't be bothered. It's fucking pathetic, honestly. Now, this is not a way for me to be like, well, because we're going to have this, the planet can't support this many people, we're not going to be able to. No, we have plenty of fucking resources to support way more people. We have the resources on this planet. If we were effective at managing them and not being so goddamn wasteful the way that we do with like food and shit, we could support 10, 15 billion people on the planet as it is today. We have like 7. We could support twice that. But as far as land goes, because we're about to be losing a shitload of it, nope. Not going to be possible. Oh, and with the increased heat and people not being able to stay in like the Fertile Crescent in the Middle East, that cuts out some food supply. That cuts out natural resources that we would have access to because it's no longer usable. Some of the land in California, no longer usable. Florida, no longer there. Georgia, Louisiana, probably also gone. How many people live in those areas that are going to have to move? A lot. Millions. Millions of people. This is not a libertarian dude bro, sell your house and move kind of solution. It's really not. I don't know why people get so fucking hung up on this. It's super easy. Science is really goddamn clear. And then you have absolute bullheaded morons, people who probably get paid lots of money by really rich people who are also going to die from this. Like, that's what I don't get. That's really what I don't fucking get. You lie about the effects that are happening, the effects of global warming to the planet so that you can get more money, and you keep lying so that you can get more money because you don't want to have to change your methods because it'll cut into your profits. But what good are your fucking profits if everyone dies? What good is your money if it no longer allows you anything? If you and your billionaire friends and a handful, like a couple hundred people, are kept alive because after the climate crisis or whatever, and you all manage to fucking survive to until the planet fixes itself, you lock yourself away in some cryo shit or whatever, however it goes, hypothetically, what good is your billions upon trillions of dollars going to do? The people who were locked away aren't going to give a shit. There's only 200 of you. And guess what? There's more of them than you. You really think you're going to be able to do anything against them? You ruined the planet. Just destroyed it. For no benefit. For nothing. For money? What the fuck is money? Money is something we made for ease. Because people were too fucking lazy, honestly, to keep bartering. People were inconvenienced by some of the disputes. Our laziness, human greed and laziness is literally the things that have put us in the worst situations. Why are we in this climate crisis? Because rich people were too fucking lazy and greedy to bother doing anything about it. Greedy that so much so that they would lobby and give money away to the government to prevent them from doing any actual independent research into the topic or to do anything about it once it was made known. They're too lazy because when they knew that it was a thing that could have happened, they could have been in the background paying for the development of renewable technologies. If that had happened in the fucking 80s and in the mid 2000s, they start dropping fucking, here's solar panels, here's these cool wind turbine generators that don't have blades. They're windmills without blades, but they move. And when they move like this, it generates power like those fucking shake lights that look like you're jerking somebody off because you just have to fucking take them and... seriously, even if that had been the case and they had just sat on this technology until it became super fucking profitable for them to start dishing it out and shit, that would have been preferable to where we are now. Where they just went, nope, bury that science, bury that science, bury that science, bury that science. I don't want to deal with it. Fuck it. Keep spewing out gigatons of fucking carbon dioxide. Keep spewing out gigatons of argon and fucking gases and shit that are fucking up the planet. I'm not a scientist. I don't remember all the names of everything, so whatever. So just no actual fucking reason. There is no reason for this. They just did it. Greed and laziness. Maybe some disbelief. They were just like, oh, whatever. We're killing the planet? No, come on. This doesn't actually make sense. But here's the deal. The people who buried the science, if they thought it didn't make sense, you're not a fucking scientist. So maybe listen to them. And if you are a scientist and you're still burying the shit, you don't deserve your fucking job. You're not an actual scientist, you're a hack. hang up your fucking coat, turn in your credentials, burn your degree. Because I don't want to deal with this shit. We have people who are actively trying to save the planet, and we have people who are actively standing in the way of it. And the people who are standing in the way of it, for all intents and purposes, are garbage. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about their own families. They don't care about their own life. They don't care about the animals that live on this planet. They don't care about the fucking plants. They don't care. As long as they have their money. Fuck your money. Fuck your industry. Fuck you. Seriously. There's no reason for this shit. An exact 15-minute recording. Alright. I am actually a little irritated by this. I'm going to take a quick break. And I do want to bring up something before I do, though. You notice how all these far-right conservative types, they keep bringing up, like, whenever they cite things, they always end up leading back to Rome. And I'm kind of really curious as to why this is. Why did they go back to Rome? They're always talking about Anglo-Saxon this and Anglo that and blah 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 blah, and how the Anglo Caucasoids are superior and blah 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 blah. Well, and then you turn around and you're like, the great civilizations of Rome. Rome conquered your Anglo piece of shit asses for a long time. Who do you think brought you culture? Who do you think brought you better architecture? Who do you think brought you knowledge? It was fucking Rome. Somebody who invaded you. Yeah, England taken over by Rome. Guess what? It wasn't even taken over by white people. Because there were black Roman citizens. England has never been white. So why would you turn and start mentioning Rome, who didn't care about the color of your fucking skin? They cared about your citizenship. They took over England. Turns out your superior qualities as an Anglo-Saxon didn't do much to stop the Romans from coming over and taking over it. Now, did it? Did it? And who did Rome fall to? People they called barbarian hordes. Yeah, the Goths and the Vandals. The final blow came to 476 when the last Roman emperor Romulus Augustus was forced to abdicate the Germanic general Odoacer. Yep. The Germanic hordes, the barbarians. The Goths and the Vandals. People they called barbarians, literally took them out. Rome got sacked twice. The Byzantine Empire took over Rome afterwards, which was able to survive for centuries. Byzantium was around for longer than Rome. Like literally, it was around longer than Rome. It took over Rome. And if I remember right, the Byzantium Empire was in modern day Turkey. Greek colony of Byzantium. Located on the European side of Bosporus, the strait linking the Black Sea to the Mediterranean. Yep. The site of Byzantium was ideally located to serve as a transit and trade point between Europe and Asia. Yeah, so right around there. So yeah, they took over Roman Empire. Yeah, good old like iconoclasm started there and everything. So yeah, just keep that in mind, y'all. Whenever conservatives are out here freaking out about, you know, the white race being diluted and shit, hadn't been pure in literally forever, okay? Ever. Now, I'd like to make a point. I would like to showcase this point. Let's turn off the excessive lights that give the extra thing there. And then I want you to take a look. Do you see? Do you see this arm? Do you see this? Do you see this pure white fucking pasty ass arm? Guess what? If you turn it over, I'm actually a lot darker. Partly from the sun and partly because I'm part Cherokee. I'm still white. I can tan. I can tan real fucking well if I go out without a shirt. Like, you can see my white ass chest. Alright? You see how much light reflects off of this shit? Ah! I'm gonna need to figure out something for that. But, yeah. So just keep in mind, if you are a white supremacist and you're worried about, you know, stupid bullshit like the Great Replacement theory, it's bullshit. You've never been pure white. Fuck yourself. Get on out of here. Straight up. You've never been pure white. Nobody is ever pure white. There are no pure white people. Nobody. What is whiteness? What is white? Fuck it. What is white? This is white right here. You see this color right here? That's white. I don't match that. Whiteness is bullshit. Get it out of your fucking head. Alright. I'll be back.
Oh, there he is. Oh, no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh, no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh, no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh, no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare.
I always respect people who enter into the arena.
You're gonna do anything you can to avoid the debate. Come on, man. No idea that you were taking your show off early last time. I had no idea this was going to happen. Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare.
I always respect people who enter into the arena.
Seems that Steven Crowder had gotten some cold feet, so I don't think he's coming.
Why is that?
I would love to ask him myself. He's not even answering anymore.
Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. 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 I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy.
Alright, everybody. Let's fucking get into it. Oh, fuck. I should probably open Discord. Nobody's on? Well, fine. I was gonna play Minecraft. Oh. Fucking servers down, that explains it. Okay, never mind. Well, hit that right. Who's heard of this game? Fuck is my mouse?
The latest reporting, and we heard this just about an hour ago,
What?
is that it,
I get sound please.
it appears that
Hello?
Schumer thinks
Well? Okay, that should be. No? Why is it not?
he's going to be able to.
Please.
The latest
Oh my god.
reporting, and we heard this
I can't hear a fucking thing. And this is gonna piss me right off. Why? 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 Plug it back in. Yes, headphone. Yes, headphone. Done.
just about an hour ago.
I hate.
Is that it?
Why is this doing this to me? Please? Please, do what I tell you to. Don't care about that.
The latest reporting, and we
Why? Okay, apparently I'm not getting any goddamn noise from a fucking thing now. This is gonna piss me way the fuck off, okay? I was literally just able to listen to everything. So I don't know
You heard this just about an
why it's doing this now.
hour ago. Is that it appears that
Really, sound? Really? Why do you do this to me? Right now? Why do you have to do this?
he's going to be able to vote on this
Can you all hear anything?
Cinema Portman infrastructure bill within like 24 hours.
Right.
They're, I don't know, one of the saddest statements we could ever make about anything.
I literally can't hear it.
Um,
I'm gonna have to re-fucking set everything because my whole goddamn thing is fucked.
the latest
Still no fucking sound. This does not make any goddamn sense to me. What are we doing here? Seriously? Wait, Windows Store, Microsoft Store, boom. This is really gonna piss me off, y'all. Okay.
reporting, and we heard this just about
And it's still not working for me. Why? Dude, okay. This is seriously gonna piss me right off. Because I can't hear. My sound just suddenly stopped coming through. Literally nothing coming through my headphones. I swear if I have to use my fucking speakers for this.
is that it appears that Schumer thinks